Marvel Rivals Competitive has a lot of issues that need to be addressed immediately if they don't want their competitive scene to end up like Overwatch's. Dead. I managed to solo queue all the way up to Grandmaster playing Flex, Strategist, Vanguard, and Duelist. And because of that, I have some level of experience with basically every character in the game, and I can tell you who needs a nerf and who needs a buff, and who's perfectly fine, and what the real issues with ranked really are. I'm gonna start off with the most obvious. 3 support meta is atrocious. It needs to be fixed immediately. Hearing us against the world, disappear, I'm ready to put on a show. Back to back to back is literally the stuff of nightmares. Cloak and Dagger's ultimate needs a way longer charge time. That's probably the best way you can nerf that. A longer charge time. I think the rest of it is fine. Luna Snow's ultimate should not be 12 seconds. It should be 9 or 10. Invisible Woman's ultimate should not heal as much as it does. It basically makes you invincible. I think it should heal less than the Mantis ultimate, if anything. The reason why these ultimates are so annoying is because it completely stalemates the game. If you pump damage into them and try to get kills through their ultimates, odds are you're not going to kill anybody because these ultimates basically make them invincible, and you're charging up the tank's ults. Like, it's just annoying. If you get in a game where Luna Snow and Cloak and Dagger are banned, the games are way more fun, and they're way shorter. A character I think who needs a nerf that nobody ever talks about is Doctor Strange. He has everything in a kit that you could possibly want in a kit. He's a tank, so he has a ton of health, but he has the biggest shield in the entire freaking game. It literally takes up an entire lane, and it has 800 health. And it recharges pretty freaking fast as well. That giant shield makes games take a lot longer because you can't get damage on the enemy team before you break the shield. Even if you're 1v2ing a Doctor Strange, it's hard to kill him. It's like he's just difficult to kill. Because he has that AoE attack where he hits everything around him, he just explodes. And then when you get him weak, he just launches into the air and activates his shield so you can't hit him as he slowly floats away. His ultimate is literally one of the strongest ultimates in the entire game. He can one-shot people by himself with his own ultimate. You don't even need to combo it. But if you combo it, you're really gonna dumpster people. His teleport is basically like a mini ultimate himself. Like, he can use that to get his entire team back to point, or he can block off doorways and make the game take way longer. Like, literally today, I started banning Doctor Strange, and I get to see all these Doctor Strange one tricks completely fail with Magneto. I just get to dog walk him. Like, it's actually pretty amazing. Another character that clearly needs a nerf that no one wants to talk about for some reason is Bucky. Bucky's ultimate can reset like unlimited times. I've seen someone reset it up to 22 times before. I had a ranked game that I lost where they reset it 8 times. Just because of that 8-time reset again ult, we lost that game because it was overtime. Bucky's ultimate should not reset more than 6 times. That allows you to kill everyone on the enemy team. I think that's more than fair. Now, Bucky has a lot of other annoying stuff in his kit, but I'll be nice and you can leave him alone. The ult is the most annoying part. But if we're being honest, he should not get an overshield for using random moves. He should not have an anti-air that does mad damage and you can completely miss it and it still hits. His hook shouldn't be able to grab multiple people at once and you can just pull people off of cliffs. And then you also have a dash that's also a knock-up. Like, why does one character need all this stuff? But I'll be nice and say he can have that as long as you nerf the ultimate. Rocket Raccoon needs a buff. Not even because he's a bad character. I actually like Rocket. Like, I don't have that much beef with Rocket like a lot of people do. But because he cannot compete with the other healers at all. He just can't compete. And the people who play Rocket Raccoon only play Rocket Raccoon. They will not switch. I actually have a pretty good idea on how to buff Rocket. The main thing people complain about is his healing. His healing just does not compare to the other healers. So for Rocket, instead of an 8 magazine capacity for his healing orbs, give him 12. And allow him to shoot his regular gun while healing at the same time. That'll actually force a lot of these healing bot rockets to actually shoot and use their primary weapon. The Hulk and Iron Man team up needs a pretty massive nerf, specifically for the laser beam. It's insane. I like to play tank, and I want to play Hulk every once in a while, but I can never play Hulk because they're banning Hulk just to stop this team up. The gamma boosted Iron Man beam damage needs to be cut right in half, like clean in half, and then I think it'll be balanced. As someone who mained Wolverine before the buff, just put him back to where he was before the buff. He was perfectly fine. He was fun. He still shredded tanks. But now he's broken just because some people didn't know how to play with him. Once people figured it out and they were like, oh crap, now they're going to buff him. All of us were scared. Like, we knew. Once we figured out his potential by watching that the number 1 Wolverine on the planet use him, we were like, oh crap, what have we done? We just made someone who was already strong completely broken. Just to make him go back to how he was before. The problem with Storm's ult is she goes completely invisible and invincible after she activates it. And it moves so fast that you can just go all the way to the enemy's backline and just activate the ult on their backline. It should not be like that. You should at least be able to see her the entire time. Like, if you want to make her invincible, I don't like that. I think you should just give her like a big overshield and then allow her to like ult through the team and then like attack the backline. But you should at least be able to see her, at least. Alright, now those are all the buffs and nerfs I think need to be added to the game. Now, here's something that I think needs to be fixed as well. This matchmaking system is absolutely atrocious. And I did some research. They use something called EOMM, Engagement Optimized Matchmaking. This is not skill-based matchmaking. Because if it was, the matches would be skill-based. You can tell these are not skill-based matches. Basically what EOMM does, it's basically AI machine learning. It studies your patterns as a player and tries to figure out how to get you on the game longer. If you need to be on like large losing streaks and then get wins sprinkled in every once in a while to keep you playing the game, it'll do that. If you need to win a lot to get kept on the game, it'll give you that. That's why you have a lot of people saying that after like 2 or 3 losses, you should just get off the game completely. Because the EOMM will register that and be like, oh, we want them to play the game longer, so when they get back on, we'll give them a win streak. That's literally how it works. I'm not gonna lie. That's how EOMM works. That's why SBMM is better, skill-based matchmaking. That's also why you'll get some of the worst teammates you ever had in your entire life get completely rolled by the enemy team. You have nothing you could have done better in that game to win. And then some games you'll have the best team ever against what you think are a bunch of bots. And then this game already got exposed for having bots and quick play. I wouldn't be surprised if they had them getting competitive as well. I would not be shocked. All I know is skill-based matchmaking should be the only matchmaking in really any ranked game, like, or any type of ranked competitive gaming, like, ever, at all. It should only be skill-based.